Whereabouts in Compton did you grow up?
Man, I actually grew up just outside of Compton, but I went to school in Compton, Centennial, Vanguard, St. Albert's Catholic School, and I grew up in L.A. I grew up in L.A. County, which is about a block from Compton, actually. Okay. So I'm definitely a Compton native. My address just didn't reflect that.
You were bootlegging LPs back then, I heard. I can't even put that in my head. How did you do that? What was the process of that?
Well, it wasn't so much bootlegging LPs. We were just bootlegging the mix.
Oh,
okay. Because we were one of the first DJs to have our 1200s. And my boy Unknown DJ was getting mixes out of New York. And it was dope. But the music they were using was different from our format. So we decided, once I bought the 1200 turntables, we decided to start blending our own mixes. And once we learned how to record them and make the acetates and the plates and everything, we started selling them, and it blew up for us. So that's what financed a lot of what we did for us initially in the studio.
So you guys would, I guess, lack of a better word, sell them out of your trunk, or what were you doing?
Well, see, I worked for a record distributor. For my last job in 1979, was for a record distributor. So I had all the phone numbers to the VIPs and all the record stores, Magic Disc, everybody. Okay. So I was able to, they knew my voice. I have one of them voices that's very recognizable. If you ever talk to me on the phone, you know, when I call you back, you're going to know my fucking voice, okay? 100%. My voice has never been confused with nobody else, okay? And people who knew me, they would buy from me. They knew my voice, and I walked into the store. About a year or so later, after I left the record company, they recognized my voice, and they bought from me. And because I had a good product, I established an underground distribution network, all the local stores. So I became the guy to go to, whether you were Eazy-E, DJ Quick. I had to connect with the Swap Meet, Steve Yano. So because I had worked that and created that network here in LA through my bootleg situation. When I went legit, everybody came to me, because the thing with records, and especially swap meets, is that if they can't find, if your record don't sell, they want to give it back to you and get my money back. Or if it was on consignment, come get them. They're not selling, taking up space. But if I don't know where to find you, you're not dependable, and I was dependable, I was reliable. Mr. Park, Mr. Chan, Cletus Anderson, Kelvin, everybody, they knew if I sold you a record, I understood the game enough, I kept enough product in the pipeline, so if I had a record that didn't sell, I could replace it with one that did sell.
Okay.
And I became the out of the trunk so-called distributor. That's how Easy got his stuff through the swap meets, whatever became to me. And I had to connect with Greg McIntyre. Man, everything that I had worked with between the clubs and the bootlegging came together and made for a unique situation in the very beginning of West Coast hip hop. That's why I'm the GodFather.
Yeah. Tell me about what West Coast hip hop was like, back then. Being involved in it, not necessarily the rate, but being involved in it. What was it like?
Dude, it was the Wild Wild West.
Sounds like it.
It was the Wild Wild West. Nobody had no idea of what was going to happen. We had Toddy T doing Battle Ram. We had Mixmaster Spade.
To the beat, y'all, you just don't stop. A Mixmaster Spade, and I'm ready to rock.
So when the Egyptian Lover dropped his stuff, we dropped our stuff. Our first record came out sounding like a Run DMC cut. I was promoting Run DMC at the club. I brought Run DMC, Curtis Blow, to the Eve After Dark. So I was, it was just, nobody knew the direction we was going to go. And it damn sure was not fucking gangster rap. We dare not thought it was nowhere. And me and a buddy of mine was talking about that earlier there. Like, man, you know what, dude? That was such a fluke of history. It was like one of those things that, Columbus, you discovered what? Man, what people already standing here, motherfucker. You ain't discovered shit. But because it happened, the way it happened, it's just amazing, man. It's just fucking amazing.
No. We get the knees. Huh? We get the knees.
Hey, I'm gonna go outside, make sure nothing's popping off, all right? I want you to keep these fat asses shaking. Don't play none of that street ass rap shit, all right? I want these motherfuckers to think about pussy, not pistols. Yellow. Huh? So you talking to my lady, man. Keep keep your motherfucking hands to yourself. All right?
I first fell in love with DJing was at Campanella Park
Okay.
in Compton. Contrary to popular belief, we partied our asses off as youngsters in Compton. They gave dances at my junior high school, my high school, and at the parks. The radio stations would come out to the parks and give dances. And even though there was always an element of gangsters around, but they were a different type of gangster. They were well dressed, iron jeans, Stacey Adams, Stacey Adams, the little Ace Deuces, and they didn't really mess with civilians. They would be there, 3 or 4 cats, representing the neighborhood or whatever, and it was just cool. So one day I go to Campanella Park, and I see this Roland Bynum. I talked to him about this a couple of times. He was up there at Campanella Park DJing for KGFJ, the radio station at the time, and I fell in love with what he was doing. But I was under the impression, I'm a dumb kid, that you had to be a radio DJ to do that. There were no mobile DJs. The only time I've ever seen a mobile DJ was attached to a radio station. And by the time I got to the 12th grade at Gardena High School, I was offered a opportunity to go to broadcast school, and I figured that would be a great chance for me to become a street jock. That's what they called them, street jocks.
Okay.
And I did it, and I was about 19 years old, and disco was cracking, and you couldn't get a job in a nightclub nowhere because it was all white DJs, and the few black clubs the DJs were only in there for 15 minutes in between the bands. It was unheard of to have a DJ play all night.
Okay.
And some of my buddies from high school started doing disco dances. And eventually I started getting into the disco dances, and I was making $50-$60 a night, bringing equipment the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, not bad money back then, right?
That was all right, but
okay.
They were making at that time $700-800 off of my DJing.
Okay.
I'm entertainment. So I, at one point in time, me and a buddy of mine took a chance and promoted a party at a golf course down the street from my house, and the dance blew up. And I was like a crackhead. I'm like, this is a DJ that got paid for DJing, and I made money promoting. I'm like, fuck this, I'm going to be a promoter and a DJ. And shortly after that, I started doing my own promotions. I started promoting myself as Disco Alonzo, superstar DJ.
Nice.
And, it just kept going, man. Me and Uncle Jam's Army was there. Roger from Uncle Jam's Army was right there with me. Like everybody talks about what they did, but nobody did it like me and Roger. They was around, but we were ones making it happen. It's a difference. It's a difference in being the person that actually created the flyers, bought the posters, paid for the posters. Now, you may have hung them up, but you didn't go out there and pay the deposits on the room. You wasn't out there busting speakers and, doing that kind of shit. So it was a big difference in what people take credit for being around and actually doing it. Me and Roger did it. Okay, we did it.
Yeah.
Me, Roger, Curtis Garrett, LSD Promotions, Larry and Duro, Steve Bradford, we did it. Okay,
And this is before cell phones, before the internet,
no,
before
it was all
fax machines.
It was all fucking manual labor.
Damn.
Hammers and nails on the posters, getting up, going out at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, hanging up posters, snatching posters down.
Yeah.
You want to get your ass whooped? Snatch my posters down.
Yeah.
See, this was the gangster mentality we had. You want to get your ass whooped?
Take that poster down.
Take that poster down. Okay, and these were the kind of feuds we had. Now, we didn't run stab nobody, shoot nobody.
Yeah.
But we slap you around a little bit to let you know, dude, you not, this is our territory. If you want to hang a poster, you're welcome to hang it. You got to hang it either around, either below or above. You don't go over my poster, you don't take them down.
Okay.
Okay, and that was the respect. A lot of once we started making money in the promotion game, a lot of new booty promoters come in. They wanted to be, we're gonna start. No. You may have done it one time.
Yeah.
You won't do it no more.
Never again. So, how did you, I guess, get into the owning club thing?
Dude, that was a stroke of luck and a blessing. I lived in my mom's old house. My mom had passed. I lived in her house, and where she lived at, it become dope infested. Everybody sold dope. But my dad and mom was split up, and I lived in her house. My dad didn't live far from me, and he had a key to the house. And one day, my old man comes to the house, and he sees me counting some money, about $600-700. I just did Alpine before the night of Saturday morning. My old man dropped by, and I've been there counting money, mostly ones. And first thing came to his mind was, I'm selling dope. And my old man was not going to let me go out like that. No, dude, you can't sell no dope. Dude, I ain't selling no dope. And he came. This is when parents checked on how kids made their money.
Yeah.
My old man came to Alpine Village, saw that, but I was still telling the truth.
Oh, Alpine Village, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
Came about 2 weeks later, peeped in on me, and he thought I was what I told him was the truth. And he got into the business part of the Alpine Village situation, and he had a friend that owned just built a second floor, his nightclub, a banquet hall, that wasn't doing a whole lot, and he hooked me up with him, and that was back in '79, man, and I've been there ever since.